Right, welcome to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. We're here to talk about We Summon the Darkness. Now, this is a really interesting movie. I've been bringing you indie projects for a while now. Little movies that most people wouldn't really want to review, or just, ones which I guess most mainstream reviewers kind of think they're above, I guess. But I really like indie movies, and I think there's a lot of promise in the indie film scene. And not to mention the current climate we're in, I think indie movies will probably rise to the forefront. Now, We Summon the Darkness, I definitely see why. It's a movie which I don't think got any release at all. And that's not to say it's not good, because I actually really enjoyed it. But it's the themes, which we'll have to get on into spoilers, because there's some twists and turns which you don't quite expect to do with religion that I thoroughly enjoyed, actually. And I really do think that the writer, which was Alan Trezor, had some balls to chuck out there. Really, really did enjoy it. Now, the director, Mark Myers, basically made this movie with Alan Trezor, and I believe it's released, I believe it's out now, but failing that, I will leave a link or the actual release date down below in the description box. Now, We Summon the Darkness is basically about three friends, two groups of three friends, okay, so 6 people in total, that come into contact with one another, and in this universe there's been a string of satanic murders, okay, satanic cultist murders, and between the two of them, you don't know, between the two groups, you don't know which is which. Okay, and obviously things are not all there they appear, and obviously, things happen, and hey, there you go, there's the movie. But it's a comedy, first and foremost, and it is a good film. It's very, very funny, but it really does lack something. Okay, now, there's a lot of promise then. It doesn't quite reach its potential, but nonetheless, I enjoyed it for what it was. Now, it stars Alexandra Daddario, Maddie Hasson, Amy Forsyth, Kian Johnson, Austin Swift, among others. Now, Alexandra Daddario is someone which you may remember more than anything. She's been in actually quite a lot of stuff and has kind of swifted over to the indie project scene now. And I don't really know why, because she's quite a good actress. And in this, specifically, she was really good. She actually gave a lot of range in this movie. And I will say the standout for me was Maddie Hasson. She was awesome. Really, really good. Now, I know she's been in some other projects. I think she's in something for Netflix currently. But she's basically unrecognizable in this. Like a bleach blonde hair, big bushy eyebrows, big red lips, because obviously it's set in the 80s. And yeah, you buy her as the character that she is. And she looks great. Everyone looks great. Everyone acts great. Everyone's quite believable, actually. Now, that's not to say that I think you will like the characters, because I do find the 3 lead women a little bit irritating at times. But I do think that's part of their characterization. So I didn't hate it. I enjoyed that aspect. Now, there is a surprise hit in here who they didn't really land front and center in terms of the marketing. Johnny Knoxville is in this film, and he was great. Good to see him. Looks a little bit sickly though. I'm not sure whether he's healthy or not, but yeah, he was really good in this. Not too much typical Johnny Knoxville. Played a sort of type character for his him as a person, but yeah, he was very, very good. Now, I actually can't get into too much spoilers, because obviously it is quite literally 2 groups of 3 people, 6 people, they come into contact with one another, and there's satanic murders afoot. One group tries to murder the other. That's it. But we also get the comedic aspect in there. There's Amy Forsyth's character, who plays Bev. She grabs a speedboat propeller and starts trying to, defend herself or attack people with it. Either or, again, don't want to get into spoilers. But again, very, very funny. I enjoyed it a lot. But let's get into spoilers, because I do want to touch on why this film couldn't possibly be released in a theatre. And that's not to say that I don't think it should be, because I definitely do think it should be. But basically, and this is your spoiler warning. Hey, here's your spoilers. 3, 2, 1. Mr. Spoilers here. So it really plays heavily on the sort of controversial take on Christianity. How preachers in the States, again, stateside, and I guess it's universal anyway, but how they're money-grabbing scumbags. So Johnny Knoxville plays a pastor who is conning everyone out of millions of dollars. And as part of him rising to prominence is to spread the gospel that heavy metal music is Satan's music, basically. Now, as a result of that, obviously, he's got to frame it. So he is the one that's been in charge of coercing his followers, i.e. Christians, into running around and performing murders and framing it as satanic rituals, which is just utterly fantastic. The fact that they had the balls to go there to frame Christians as cold-blooded, psychotic murderers just because they are so lunatically, that's not even a word, but just so insanely devout to their religion. Yeah, I gotta give them props for doing that. It was just insane, but so very, very well done. And it's not, it's not something which you can argue with either. Fundamentalists of any religion or any belief system, be it political or religion, is near cult-like. And yes, if they got it into their head that this would be furthering their cause, they most likely would do it. We've seen it before. Throughout history. So, again, people who will get butthurt that this film was made, history kind of confirms that this stuff does actually happen. But yeah, really enjoyed that. Genuinely, really enjoyed it. Now, Alexandra Daddario was epic. So she plays Johnny Knoxville's daughter, and she's kind of manipulative, very softly spoken, then does a turn. Very, very good. So well acted. Maddie Hassan, though, I've got to say, seriously, what a standout. Again, near unrecognisable. Massive, big, bushy eyebrows. Big, thick, red lips. Yeah, basically like a little prick tease, framing it for murder, because obviously, lo and behold, obviously it's the women that are the murderers. But yeah, really, really did enjoy this. Now, the direction itself was a little bit lacking in parts. I think they could have hammed it up and gone a little bit full force and made it just that little bit more comedically based. And again, that's down to the director as well as the screenplay, because the screenplay has a lot to play on that. But they basically had something which could have been absolutely epic, and they fell short, but it was still good. So again, it's an indie movie, so we've got to review it in the bounds of an indie movie. They don't have lots of budgets. They are filmed in, small places and all these things to one side. But it was still a very good movie. I did enjoy it. Now, the soundtrack was great. The lighting, again, great. Everything looked good. There was no standout negatives here. It was just that the pacing, screenplay, and the direction could have been a bit tighter and a little bit more aimed towards the comedic centre. Because at the start, I didn't quite get whether it's supposed to be a comedy or not. And then obviously when you get characters picking up blades and slipping over themselves and things like that, and wielding a speedboat propeller and motor as a weapon, yeah, you kind of know, yeah, it's supposed to be a little bit more comedic based. But I think they should have lent on that. I really do think they should have lent on that, because it could have been a lot funnier. But anyway, if you've seen it, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Please do let me know down below in the comment section. If you're new here, do hit subscribe. I love to review indie movies as well as mainstream as well. I do feel we should give indie movies equal love. But anyway, guys, like I said, let me know your thoughts down below. If you like this video, please do give it a like, and please do share it. Also, this video is sponsored by my short indie movie, which is linked down below in the description box. Please do go and check it out. There is a crowdfunding campaign there. Really would appreciate it. Indie movie makers need your support, and I'm no different to that. I do need your support. But anyway, guys, thanks so much. Take care.